Happy Friday. It's the 6th of September 2024. I am Aidan, and you are the listener. And on an unrelated note, the PS5 has a game now. A perfect game. I've just beat World War and it's perfect. Astrobot is awesome. Also, the PS5 lost one that makes Splatoon look like one of the highest selling shooters out there. But this is a Nintendo podcast, so sorry for the distraction. But before we start, I gotta thank my friend Nova for designing this new title card / background. Thank you once again. So, let's get to business. Reveal prediction. 17th of October to 17th of November. Still within a month of Super Mario Party Jamboree launching, and if I was to predict an exact date, 1st of October or 1st of November because it's a Thursday, Friday kind of thing. I still think this just because, the September rumours may or may not be dying down. Okay. Also, coming up in September is a Level 5 showcase, Zelda, and Splatoon 3's Grand Festival. I think that's enough for September. Also, Nintendo will be at Tokyo Game Show at the end of the month, but only at the business meeting area, apparently. So, there's that as well. And release prediction for the console. I still predict April 2025. So, that's all the, all the major stuff out the way. Really, you could stop watching here if you really wanted to, but I'm going to continue on, as I've got some other stuff. The rumour mill. There were way too many rumours in the last week, so I'm starting this section. Also, please take all these rumours with at least a little bit of salt, even if you, or I, trust some of these rumours. First big one comes from Chris Dring, who is a big important guy at some trusted video game publication. I forgot the name of it, but I'll link down tweets and news articles to rumors and stuff like that in the description. He believes, according to him, industry whispers say the next Nintendo console is going to be announced this month. I don't think so. Also, no journalist has 100% track record, and why would Nintendo want to stop the Zelda hype train? You got to remember, Zelda. That's quite important. And with Astrobot releasing today, I have a feeling Nintendo's going to want to try and keep the hype up for Zelda because of how good Astrobot is. Also, Nintendo is apparently going to launch a Switch OLED bundle with Mario Wonder included in one form or another. Probably a download code or pre-installed. This could just be another Black Friday deal, but this could be a different kind of bundle as well. It might not be Black Friday. Sorry for the cough. And now, some stuff on the guy who used to go under the alias of Midori, as he has made a comeback as of late, now going under his real name, Ryan. He claims that Xenoblade Chronicles X will come to Nintendo Switch, and that it will have a next-gen version. He also claims that the next console will have some kind of download and transfer function to make it easier to play next-gen versions of existing Nintendo Switch games. My guess is that it will download the new game and then transfer the save data from the old game. The old version. That's my guess. I can't be 100% certain about things, though. I may or may not be speaking correct information. Pun sort of intended. Okay. But other than that download and transfer function, he says that the next generation Nintendo console will have an online service that's mostly the same to the current generation, so not Nintendo Network to Nintendo account again. That was a mess. But the next console will apparently have an updated eShop with better ways to view media. About time they update the eShop in any form that isn't, oh, it's Mario Day, have it in red. Or, oh, it's Mario's 35th anniversary, have it in red. Why can't we have it in green for Zelda? Never mind. Also, mention the download and transfer function in that final tweet, as well as mentioning something regarding UGC that I don't fully understand. tweet is in the description. Sorry about the cut. Wait, sorry about the cut. Sorry about that. Headset turned off because, oh yeah, even if audio is going through, it'll turn off if no audio is going out. Okay, I won't edit this out though. Okay, Nate the Hates, the Know It's Something podcast guy who has a really good podcast. Like seriously, he knows something. I think he knows something. He recently reiterated that the next generation system will be backwards compatible with the Switch. Considering what Ryan slash Midori said, I'll start referring to him as just Ryan or Ryan from the Bronx, his username from next week. Yeah, I mean, that's just believable. And then Paul Gale, quite a well-known person on Twitter. Just gotta get this open quickly. He says, for some, this may be obvious, but for others it will serve as a little extended boost of confidence as to where these few developers that are positive on the Nintendo Switch successor come from. They span the globe and represent 3 continents. We know that America is at least covered by one publisher, being Amazon Games. So, yeah. Chances are the other continents will be Europe and Asia. Maybe Australia, who knows. And that's the rumour mill. Remember to take all this with at least a little salt. As trustworthy as Nate the Hate is, he isn't perfect either. I mean, albeit I do very much believe him. And now, for another news section. Comments. Yeah, I'll discuss whatever comments I get from in the previous week's episode. Okay, 2 comments. One from Miss Nova, the person who designed this nice background podcast thing. I mean, I added the me of the guy talking. I added that just because I wanted it there. Sorry. She says, the podcast of all time. No, my podcast is not the podcast of all time. That would be Nate the Hates, or Let's Talk PlayStation. Seriously, those 2 podcasts, well, Nate the Hates podcast and the Let's Talk PlayStation podcast? Is it really a podcast, or is it not? Because of the visual, I don't know. They both sort of inspired me, and also they're probably better with the people running them. Well, Nate the Hates and MVG, and for Nate the Hates, and I believe a different Ryan person for Let's Talk PlayStation. Yeah, Mystic Ryan, I think he goes by. They're much better at reporting news than I'll ever be. And then from Bartottenham, I don't know how to properly pronounce his name, but you're that Barcelona Tottenham guy who is really cool. There. 2025 seems about right, considering they are running out of time to release it this year. This is in regards to the release of the next console. Okay, yep, I agree with you. I mean, you agree with me, I agree with you. Also, Tomodachi Life 2 must come at some point. There's too many fans wanting the game for there to not be a Tomodachi Life 2. Now, you have a good point. You have a really good point. There are a lot of fans regarding Tomodachi Life 2. Now, I've stated this on Twitter before, and I'll state it again. I don't think there'll be a Tomodachi Life 2 because of how regionally separated the first game was. Well, technically the second game in Japan, but Japan had all sorts of stuff that you wouldn't get in Europe. Europe had all sorts of stuff you wouldn't get in America, and vice versa. And with how the Switch being region-free, it would cause problems. I mean, Splatoon 2 was problematic enough with different regions getting different versions of the game in different languages. You know, if you got a Japanese cart, you could only play in Japanese Splatfests. And you couldn't use a European Octo expansion download. Sorry for the cough again. I had a bit of a cold. I'll put a little bit more on that in a minute, but don't worry about me, it's almost gone. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen considering the Switch's region-free nature. Though, for all we know, Nintendo could secretly be working on Tomodachi Life 2, and it could be the greatest game of all time. Got to be hopeful. And now for closing notes. Oh, yeah, thank you both for the comments. Closing notes. This is mainly a podcast focused on the next Nintendo system, rumours, leaks, that kind of thing. But I may give opinions or a heads up on unrelated news, as there's nothing like the present. And there's that big run this weekend with all Grizz Code weapons, so stupid amounts of fun on a new stage, which hopefully is stupidly fun. Either that or it's going to be cheap because they made it as a quick thing for the Grand Fest fall. I almost thought it was Final Fest. Okay, so yeah, big run this weekend in Splatoon 3. And then another note, I plan on doing this series every 1 to 2 weeks. So every 1 or 2 Fridays, depends on what happens. Am I available? Is this happening? Is that happening? So yeah. And finally, thank you for the surprising number of likes on the first episode. 7 likes to 26 views is a really good ratio. So thank you. Thank all of you. Seriously. I mean, thank you for even watching this far. I do have a bit of a boring voice. I'll try and make next week more fun. Or next episode, I mean, before we know, absolutely no rumours could show up because of PS5 Pro, and I'm getting caught off again. So, yeah, that's all I have today. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, week, night, month, whatever, and just a little bit of advice from me. If you have a cold, please take it easy. Now, have a good evening, day, whatever, and bye!